Okay, hello again. It has been a while. You were actually just online a minute ago, and then you disappeared. So I don't know if your internet went out on you or what. But let's take a look at this game. There's some stuff that we've gone over before, and then actually something that I don't think I've gone over with you that I've been talking to a lot about other people I've been helping. So we are black this game, and we start off, everything's fine, and you come back pretty far, which is fine. It's perfectly playable. And then he jumps in, and we do this. And this is all great, right? This is really what we want in this situation. He shouldn't be jumping in. Well, he can jump in. Jumping in is fine. Is actually, when you play this, but he needs to come back and do this. This is the typical thing. Black still kind of owes a move outside, and so this is the punishment for this stone being so far away. But like, it's not huge, but this is typically what White's looking for when they jump in. That's not what he did when he plays this move. He falls behind because of the order of moves, Black can now lean on more heavily than he did. And then he played here, and so there's a few things here. One, it's important to recognize, right? Like, this isn't any kind of shape or joseki that we're familiar with. This already looks like a bad exchange for White. Okay, so our reward's already on the board. Is the fact that White has this really inefficient shape. So we can look at a couple things. We can look at the fact that we have a very obvious cut right here that probably needs to be addressed. Or if we are looking to kill this thing, which we shouldn't be. So mistake number one is you jumped in and you tried to kill it. And we know this is too early to try to kill. If you're able to surround this in Sente, you know that's going to be a big win. So we can look at something as simple as this, right? Just as simple as this. Like, this is 100% Sente. White will need to go here, and then we could, do something like this to protect the cut, or just fix the cut directly. And this is fine. White still owes us another move, but from a shape perspective, this is the move. This like all but crushes White here, because if he Hanes, we get to Atari, and then play here, and White still owes us this move till he dies. If he plays somewhere else, on this board, we extend, and White is dead now. There's no way for him to get two eyes anymore. If he captures, we poke out the eye there. If he plays the eye there, then we go and kill directly, or here. Like, there's no way for him to live, so he has to come back and capture the stone. And I think hopefully it's clear that this is a success for Black. White only has 3 points right here, and if Black plays here, White only has 2 points right there, right? That's end game. But we need to be looking at this as a success for Black, because White got like literally nothing from this, and Black gets this strength. Even if you go, but that strength's not going to turn into anything. These 4 stones right here are worth more than 2 points, right? That's just all there is to it. Like, just those 4 are worth more than 4 points, and White still has a liability with this stone. And even jumping back isn't going to be as easy, because you can still attack this group, because you've got this crazy strong wall here that's already undercut, right? White kind of, if he's looking to make a base, he doesn't have a base, because at any point in time, Black can just do this, and just like his base is gone. Like, there's no base there. So anyway, so this is just a little too murdery. With that said, this kills the 2 stones. If you go in, we've got 3 liberties here. He has 2, but we then have to worry about stuff like this, right? Which is, the concern in this situation. Who do you think's making out better here? I think it's pretty clear this is good for White. So we don't want to do this. So you played here, which is fine. It's fine. It's a fine forcing move. And this is kind of similar to where we were before, assuming we go and connect here. Let me turn AI off. I don't need AI to tell me to connect there. I already know to connect there. Okay. So here, assuming we connect here, like this is still good for black, but white now has considerably more points and has a means of getting out. Comparing that to this or the bigger version. Right, where was it? When I said to play here, let me move this up so I can go through. So yeah, so this version, right? Like this is ideal. We get this connection and compare that to what we got in game. You can see it's even if we take the connection, it's worse here. But this is fine. Like this is fine. This game is still even. This corner is even now. We had a chance. We had a chance to get him. So he connects out or threatens to connect out, and we capture that stone, and he connects here. And we need one more move, which you take. I would recommend, instead of playing this, playing one of these two. Whichever side is more important to you, block on that side. I think it's clear to say that this side is more important for us. But this side's more important for him, right? If we block here, then he gets this for free later in the game. Or if we block here, he gets this for free later in the game. So it's a matter of which way do you want to block. Personally, I'm probably blocking here, but this is minor. Like this is minor. But now he gets both. Right? Will these stones matter at all? Who knows? But he gets them for free. Right? And you can see how those stones would be helpful if now we started something like this. This stone could be just a pain in the ass, right? So anyway, so he takes this side, and now, right now, like this is where this shines, right? Because now he gets this for free, and now you can see the strength of this move, right? Hopefully you can anyway, because now we're forced to block, and this is just a sacrificial stone, but it's a pain in the butt, and it makes it tougher to attack these two stones. Anyway, he played, so let's see, so what happened? So he did that, you played here, he did this, and hopefully you laughed at this move and you ignored, and you did. But what I would do here is, if you're going to treat this as sente, treat it as sente and play anywhere on the board. Go take a big move. Yes, our group only has one eye right now, but there's no way. There's no way it can realistically be attacked. So the question is, where's the biggest area on the board? And I think it's fair to say that the bottom is the largest area on the board, right? We still have the two corners and we've got the bottom. I'd be doing something down here. Yes, we do have this annoyance, but I struggle to see black, there being a severe attack on black. With that said, this is a nice efficient move to do that. We could go a little further away or a little further away and treat this as strength. I would probably play here, if he wants to do this and then try to, he can't really block. I think this will be fine for black. By the way, we extend, we get it 100% strong, and then he plays here. I would ignore this move. I would completely ignore this. This is not the important area of the board. And we jump in here. The issue is he's already alive, so he doesn't need to do anything to this. Is he actually already alive? I just kind of assumed he was, but I guess maybe he is locally dead, huh? Because I was like, oh, he can just throw in here, but then there's your bulky 5. And obviously, if he does this, you get that. Okay, so maybe he does. So maybe this does have some merit. So if that's the case, if we're looking to pressure this, then I want to pressure it. So if you're looking at it as strengthening your group, then yeah, you can play higher. If you want to look at it as pressuring this and forcing him to do this, you can play a little lower. But let's see. So he plays here, and then we do this. Yeah, I guess the issue I have with this is this just lets white get out, right? And so typically we want to surround first. Now he's going to be able to get out and attack this stone at the same time. It's an awkwardly placed stone, and I'm not sure what it actually does, because if it's looking to attack, it almost turns into a target pretty quickly. So let's see. So he just attaches. He attaches to the stone, and then we jump back. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. He does this. Sure. We get that. And then yeah, he's just playing a lot of really, really small moves here. Lots of small moves. But then we are also answering with small moves. So I think we're spending a few too many moves here to strengthen this group. And going back, it's worth noting when we played here, if we had done this thing, right, and just attached here, there's no more attacking this group. It's all done. Like this group is almost impossible to attack. So it seems like a lot of these decisions that you're making are for the health of this group. But it's worth noting you took Tanuki's when he was playing this small move like F19, right? Which does, make our group weaker, but it does it in such a small way that you were taking the big move. So maybe it is just time that we come back and, play the extra move to strengthen it. These aren't game losing mistakes by any stretch of the imagination, but I think you can see how, it's kind of painful when we play this and he gets this move, as opposed to if we hadn't played that here. I'm not sure how white attacks this, especially now because like this no longer works, because we just come out. Because now if he connects, he still dies. So I'm not sure how white effectively attacks this anymore. I don't know how I would effectively attack that group. Anyway, so we play here and white gets the big move. We take the corner. This is good. I think this is fine. I don't see anything wrong with it. I would probably play high, but there might be some aji there. I mean, this is like a 1 point difference. So small thing. He comes back. I don't like this as white. I think I'm playing here. I think this extension off the 3 stones is already fine. This looks a little over concentrated to me. So you take that side, and then he does this. And this is a weird move. And I think there was a video that I saw forever ago that like talked about this trick move. And it's really like, if the person knows it, which this guy most assuredly doesn't, it's very complicated and it turns into this weird trick play. And I think like they are baiting you to play this move, but this move just looks so strong. Or this, I would probably play here, because they can't do this, else they give up the corner, right? Yeah, they'll get the outside, but you're gonna get the corner. I guess it's worth noting I think this is a legit move. I don't think this is a bad play, because as you see, like I said, I would be tempted to play this, and this is what I'd expect, and this doesn't look bad for white, right? Like this doesn't look terrible. He probably needs to come back and do this, and then we can do this, right? And so this doesn't look bad for white. So it's really not. Yeah, I just want to say it's not a bad move for white. It's a fairly tricky situation, and I think you handled it well. Because he gets the corner, you get a much stronger outside than you normally would. So this seems fine for both players. I think jumping in here is reasonable on this board. This right side looks bigger. I'd be tempted to play Q10 here, just just because it's a little bigger. The thing I wanted to go over, that I kind of flew by, was when we tanuki'd to here, but I realize now that this was done for strength stuffs. When we're looking at to tanuki, let's see, where did we actually truly tanuki in this game? We didn't. We haven't tanuki'd at all from this. What I wanted to go over was like a move like this. And I see this as a tanuki, right? Because we're not. You said we're done strengthening this group, and I now want to play in the biggest area. Again, this is an attack on this group, but not really, because it's so easily defended by white. This is you saying this is the biggest area of the board, and it's not. And an easy way to let me pull up my pen. So one thing I've been showing people, it's kind of an interesting thing. When we want to look at big areas and whatnot, we can often just dissect the board, either vertically or horizontally or both. So we can look at halves and we can look at quadrants, and you can look at the potential of the halves and of the quadrants. And I think it's fair to say that the potential of this quadrant's done, right? Like there's nothing more there, and the potential of this quadrant is a little, who knows. But obviously the bottom, it's all completely open. We just have 2 stones here. So either, you can just, bisect it with looking at just the bottom half, or doing it in the quadrant and figure out where to play. And I think doing this, it makes it a little clearer that we should really be focusing on the bottom of the board, right? So either we think that it's important to help this group and we should help this group right now, or we don't, we should play in the biggest area. And this move said, I don't think this group needs more help and I'm playing in the biggest area, but this isn't the biggest area down here is. And so, but that's a concept that we can apply a lot. And so same thing when we look at this, if we, here would be probably looking at the quadrants. So let me pull up this again and we'll do this. Wow, that was a really straight line. Such a fantastic job there. Okay, even better. This is what I get for a mouse that's not like actually in line with the computer. That's just an excuse. I don't have a straight hand apparently. So we'll bisect and we'll bisect. And so if you look at the quadrants as to number of stones in quadrants, right? Top right is has the least number of stones, so that means there's probably more area there. And second place is definitely this quadrant. So we're playing on the right half, but I think we should be playing up here, something to strengthen up here, right? So that's why I'm saying I'd play this. But this is a big move. It's a big move. He attaches. We do this, and then here. I think this is a big mistake by white, and the reason is I forget what way you went this way. So rule number one of invading stones like this is we need to be willing to give this stone up if it's the thing to do. So in this case, he plays here. I would really be looking at this, and if he descends, then we're connecting, and this comes in sente. And the reason this comes in sente is if the reason it comes in sente is that these two stones are going to die unless he plays here. That's why it comes in sente. If he plays anything else, these two stones are really going to eat it. And so he has to play this, and now, so we got this in sente, and now we get a move like this. White's corner is probably dead. This is really, really difficult for white. And once you play here, like, it might be so bad that white has to do this, and you get this stone. And this is obviously just all sorts of fantastic for black. The end result that you got was also pretty good, right? He gave up that stone, but this stone's a much bigger stone to capture. Ironically, the lower stone seems larger to capture, but this is also a very good result for black. And I'm very happy that you did not fill this in. I guess this is where the real mistake was, because here this is really painful, and it comes in sente. He needs to do this, and then we can cover. So maybe it's only 4 points. I lied. It's not that huge. It was bigger. It was bigger before. But anyway, so we cover. We take that, and then he jumps in here, and so from here, my next video might be on this, talking about influence and with focus on the difference between third and fourth line stones, but you can't do that without getting into influence. But influence and strength. So you've got this wall, right? And like we have, he got a lot of territory, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He got 18 points of territory from this corner, and all we got was this wall, right? So we need to make sure that we get something out of this wall, and this is the time for it. And we're not going to do that by playing here. This is not going to turn into 15 points for us. What could turn 15 points for us is playing a move like this, where we push this stone into our wall, and while we're doing it, we're developing this, and he doesn't have the time to do something like this, because now this stone's going to die, and now this is going to be a lot of points. And yeah, he hurt your corner, but your corner is still alive, and it's fine. Or, he's going to start coming out here, and we can start doing all sorts of things that really make it difficult for this group to live. And he might just die here, right? Because this wall is so strong, the onus is on him to get 2 eyes in here. And that's just going to be really tough to do because of this wall. So if you just play with that in mind and go, I'm just gonna push you into the wall, right? That's what we're gonna do. We're just going to push you into the wall. And I don't know, you know. And again, even if white lives, which he very well could, right? Like, you know, white could end up living here, but it comes at a cost, right? He's only gonna get like 10 points in there, but we just secured probably 20 here, and we do so in Sente, right? And now we can play a move like this, and all of a sudden, you know, all of this is points, and this is tough, right? But like that's how we use influence, um, and yeah, this comes down to fighting and whatnot, but either way, when he plays a move like this, your goal should be to play away from your strength. So you should be playing on this side to grow your corner. Even if you don't want to go hard on this and you just want to do something like this and, you know, just stay ahead of him and let him get out. Right, and whatever. I don't know what white ends up doing, and then you finish with a move like this. You can see like here's where, you know, this thickness, you might look at this and go, it didn't do anything. It got me no points, but that's totally not true. It let you play these aggressive moves on the other side because you never had to worry about anything over here. And because of that, you converted the points from here to over here. So all these points that you got over here are in part because of this thickness, right? So I don't know if you're looking at this and going, yeah, but that, so like again, so you're like, oh, that thickness didn't do anything. It did though. It just transferred its potential from here to up here. Anyway, so let's go back. So, you know, I'm being a little disingenuous because you will end up getting points here, but you're not going to get as much as the corner. So let's see. So I like this, and I like that as a response. I like that. This is all fine. I might challenge him here. And the reason I might challenge him here is he has a weak group and a weak group, and you have a strong group, and then this weak group. But if we give up this weak group for this weak group, that's a huge win. It's a huge win. So I would be looking at this and going, you know, when we're here, going, if I block this, all white can do is try to run out. And as we come ahead over here, it forces him in that direction, and now we can play a move like this, and I think these 3 stones are just dead. And all we have to do is sacrifice those 2 to do it. So I would be looking at being a little more forceful on this. I think this makes it a little too easy for white, but this is a pretty big success for black as well, because these 3 stones are still just in a ton of trouble when we play a move like this. I don't know how these stones are going to live. So what did we do? We played here, but yeah, that's a little. I don't know. It's not needed because there's no. I don't know. We can even give those 3 stones up, right? If we play here and we're concerned about this, we can just sacrifice those 3 stones. And he just got 6 points, but we just got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 by 5. We probably just got like 25 points here, because we captured those stones. So tricky, but you know we can give these 3 stones up if it means getting these 3. But I think we lose the timing here, and white is going to start getting some strength. I really like this move. I don't know if it works, but I really like this move. I probably would have done this, but I don't care. This is like I like what this move is doing. So, and then I like this as well. I don't know if this works. It's tough. The issue with this move, while I do like it, is if it doesn't work, it gives white this move for free, which he really wanted. And so this will be a loss because, you know, because now, yeah, so we have to answer, I think he probably could have done this. I don't think black is alive here, but so we did that and he let you get out, which is awesome. So this is a big success for us. And then, yeah, this is all fine. I'm unsure I'd take that turn. I don't know what it necessarily does for us. No, I guess it's fine, right? Because he's gonna play. I'm surprised he didn't play. I figured he was gonna play here, we connect, he plays here, and then here. So maybe, yeah, so that's the issue is the turn kind of forces him to do that. That's what originally when I had him in I was like, I don't like it. I missed the fact that there was an Atari. I said I didn't like when I was saying I didn't like it because I was like, oh, it forces this and then this, but it was like, okay, maybe it'll be okay. But I don't like that it forces this. But of course, we then also have this. But I think it wouldn't go that way. I think it would probably be this. I don't know. Goes hard. Maybe this is too much for white to endure. But this is really strong, him getting out. So he went this way and did that, and I don't think that's good for white. I think this gave black too much. And then we played this move, which I quite like, right? I've obviously been wanting to go after this group for a bit. I probably would have been a little more forceful. I probably would have done something like this and something like this to just really go at them. But surrounding before we do that can't be too wrong. So here, do I want to respond to this? I guess we have so many cuts. We need to. But yeah, so I guess we have to play here, right? Where did you play? So we missed one. We missed one here, or he did anyway. So all the cuts here make this quite hard. So when he plays this, I actually didn't even notice this until he played this, but once he played this, all the spidey senses were tingling. The issue with this is he gets this Atari, which we then block, and he gets this Atari, and then he gets this Atari, which still is not terrible. Like this isn't the end of the world for black, especially if it means we kill these stones. But when he played here, yeah, I think this is the move, and if he takes this, I think you just win by huge amounts when you play this. But anyway, so we do this. So he went here anyway, and he started in the wrong spot. He needed to start over here. You fixed it, and then lost all the stones too. Big tragedy here. Big tragedy for white. And now he says he's alive, huh? He says he's alive there. I'm not so sure about that. And he's making another weak group here. Interesting. How would I go after this stone? I think what I would do is I would probably push him up this way, and as he went this way, get some stones here to surround this actively and then kill it. You went here, which I mean, there's really no wrong choice. And then he does this. Where would I go here? Probably just this. The playing like literally directly in front of their stone, the one space jump is often what I like doing. But this blocks just as well, right? And now he's probably just gonna come down here. Where'd he go? He went there. So he's asking to be cut. I think. Maybe here. I probably play here. But this is tricky. I don't think there's too many wrong options. I like this because if he blocks, you get this, and if he does this, so this is what happened in the game, and then you get to push through, which is equally as good. And then we went here. This is a little too protective. Right, all this is doing is looking to preserve points, and if that's what we're doing, there are bigger moves. Again, I don't think this white group is alive yet. If we start here and then do this, I'm not sure how white lives. I'm not sure how white lives there. I don't think I could save it. So we do this. Should just be doing this. Just block them. We've got enough strength here that it's fine. This cut doesn't do anything. We can even just play here. And this, we connect up. Everything's fine. And he still owes us that move. So we don't need to play this this passive move. We can just Hane. And then Okay, so now he's connected up and he's out. Okay, so that's what happens there. Yep. I like that. I like all that. All that's good. This is a very small move, and you ignored it. Good. Yep. That's all fine. I think he's gonna get in trouble here. Yep. Cool. Awesome. That doesn't work. Great. Cool. Okay. Yeah, this is all fantastic. All very good. Okay, one thing I do remember, there were a few of these moves that come up in this game. And so my question is, why are we playing this instead of either just this or this? Because we have to play A10 no matter what. Like, no matter what, we have to play this. Because if we play here and he descends, you have to play this, right? We're going to have to end up playing this move. So if we have to play that anyway, just play it right now and get your 1 point, or play here and get your 2 points, right? Because either way, it's gote, right? This looks gote, but we might be able to trick him into playing here. But I think I don't see why he needs to do that. But either way, this is just -1 point, and there were a couple others that come up. I was very happy to see that you did not capture immediately. That is something that in the past you would have 100% done. You would have just, without any thinking, you would have played this move, and that would have been that. But you didn't do it. You've got 2 liberties, 1, 2, which you recognized, and you went and played a bigger move. So you got to note, what is A9 doing right now if we're already playing this stone? Right? It's so we can see A9 was just a complete, at this point, was actually just a pass, right? Because if we're playing this anyway. So anyway, so we did trick him there, cool. Then we play that. I think that's a fine move. Sure. Same thing. I don't see why we can't Hane here. This is actually one thing that I'm looking at in my games that Telegraph has noticed for me as well. In less secure positions, I very frequently, when I get attached to, I extend instead of Hane. He wants me to swap that. Start with the Hane, as considering what your move is, and if you see a reason it doesn't work, then don't do it. But don't go the other way. And so that's what I've been doing. So I've been extra sensitive to these, right? So it came up right here. This one should have been a Hane, and then this should have been a Hane. Both of these are just losing points because this lets white come in a little further, and then we're going to play this, and you can see this shape kind of sucks, right? And if we get this, there's no bad shape. There's no bad shape, and it still comes in sente because if white plays away, then we still get to capture this stone. And that's kind of the whole point of these Hanes, is they make things a little weaker for you, but they make it weaker for your opponent as well. So yeah, so if we're going to play this move, wouldn't we much rather this stone be an Atari right now? Because right now, I guess it's a little moot now that he's got this, because he can play here and win that stone. But if we already had a stone here, then we get to play this, and we get to play this and then this, just to reduce them a little more. Small things, small things. Yep, that's all fantastic, and that's very good as well. And that is all good. All those exchanges are good. And then here, so here's another one, right? There's probably no reason to not play this. So I guess in this situation with this shape, we know we're going to have to play this move eventually. But I think this is too early to play, because now if he plays here, then we have to play this and this. We only needed to play one of them, right? So I would connect here, and then eventually we'll have to come back and add one more stone, but that was a little early for it. Anyway, and then it ended with the very exciting find of you played here, threatening the cut, and he was like, no, it doesn't actually do anything. And then you played here, threatening to get those 2 stones. And once he quote unquote saved them, the whole group died, which was kind of a cool ending. You were winning anyway, but not by much. But obviously this is a big thing at the end. So yeah, this was this. I mean, this is an easy enough move to find. But then this one isn't. right? You know, in the past, maybe you would have cut here and you would have let white live, right? And that would have been a tragedy. But instead, we played here, and white should still live, but now you get to kill those 2 stones, and that's pretty cool. It's a good punishment for white playing here instead of connecting. And so, you know, so if he had done this, and we look at score estimate now, I know black's still up. Black's up by 12. So you were still up even without Comey, right? You know, even if he got Comey, you're still ahead. You were still ahead before finding those 2, but not by much. Not by much. If you know, if when you played here, if he had played this, I bet if we look at score estimate now, it has you up, but not if white's got Comey, right? So very, very, very close game. And then you found a nice little tesuji to get you there. Because again, he should have connected, but this move still wins us the game. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And then as it is, yeah, you get him at the end. And even here, you know, there's potential for disaster if you miss this, right? If you go and do this, then all of a sudden you're back to potentially losing the game again. And so it was cool that you did that. Oh, this was the other one. This was the other one. If we connect here, this gets us 1 more point. Because if he's playing this, he's losing 1 more point. We're losing 1 more point. And so actually, maybe not. Let's see. Is there a difference? If we play here, this is a point. And if we play here, and then he plays this and this, then this is a point. So either this is a point or this is a point. But when you play here, but then this is a point. I wonder if it's the same thing. My mind says that this is a point. My mind is telling me that this is a point, because we've got 2 points right here, and this is still 2 points, and now this is 0. Wait, so we lost a point there, but this spot right here is still 2 points. And now when we do this, this is only 1 point. So I think this lost us a point. But honestly, I actually don't know. But this was another one that jumped out as we could have played here to get an extra point. Asterisk, because I think that's an extra point. But yeah, so this was definitely a cool one with that nice catch at the end. And it was this move. This was the cool move. This was the cool move to find. So for things to watch, yeah, then we're getting a little back in the scared of shadows type thing, right? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 liberties. He's got 1, so we can actually ignore many moves, and we still have a big point move because white can't do this because this ko is too big. So white actually has to come here, and then can play here and here. So this move right here is actually a 4-point move. And so yeah, so he eventually gets that, and whatever, he's gonna play some more moves, and then nothing. But yeah, so good stuff. So the main thing is still coming back in the trying to kill too early. This move, we should never be playing this move because the goal should never be to kill a group. Because I know I've mentioned this before. There's 2 main things. I guess 1 main thing. If you're playing this move and you do not kill the group, this move was a mistake. That's all there is to it, because this move only has 1 purpose, and that purpose is to kill the group. And so if you play this and you don't kill the group, this move did not do what it was meant to do. Okay. This move has nothing to do with killing the group. This is just saying, I want more outside strength and I want to keep you small. And so in that case, this move was successful. You did what you needed to do. White still likely owes us another move, because I think if we play b18 now, he's probably still dead. I'm not 100% sure, but it doesn't look great. But either way, if your goal is to surround the group, and you surround them in Sente, it's still it's hard to lose from that. It's hard to lose on that trade. But if we play here and this doesn't kill, then and you can see from the result, right? Because we let white get ahead of us. If yeah, we let white get ahead of us, and the position looks like this, as where, you know, through this variation, we end up getting this and keeping white crunched. And so like, yeah, we didn't kill white, but look how successful this is. And yeah, that came with this Hane, which, you know, takes a little bit to find, but not really, right? We're looking at Hane at the head of 2. Like, this is the perfect application of it. Because yeah, there's, you know, this is tough. This is tough. This is actually potentially Ko for life. I wouldn't suggest playing this Ko, but because there are no Ko threats at the beginning of the game. But this is potentially Ko for life. But anyway, that's not how I'd play it. I would 100% connect here. Well, that's not true. Like I said, I would have done this, and then connected, let him take, and then played this. And this is always going to be successful, right? If we surround him, this didn't even come in Sente, but it's still a much larger success than trying to kill and then failing. So that's the big thing, right? We've been doing that a lot. You know, when I was previously helping you, this was something that you were focusing a lot on, and I really think it gets you in trouble, and you should try less for the early kills, because again, I guess going back, if the kill is there, they owe you another move. And especially at the beginning of the game, if we get 2 free moves in the row, that's huge. That's huge, right? Like, imagine if we hadn't played this and we just did this, and we think that after we connect, there's still a kill in here. Imagine getting this in Sente. Like, how good is that, right? Like, there's no way that this was a bad exchange, and to get it in Sente. So if the kill is there, honestly, this move is probably just as big as killing that corner. And I mean, not quite as big, but it's pretty big, right? You know, this corner, these stones aren't they really aren't as big as they appear. I would be willing to bet. Brown, I could be blue, I could be violet. I'm not going to answer that call right now. I would be willing to bet that if this group was dead, unless white plays there, that AI says to play here. I'd be willing to bet that AI would say a Tanuki is larger than saving this group, because if this kills the group, you know, AI goes, that's fine. These 2 moves were bigger than that corner, and I agree. You know, let's assume that this fully kills those stones. You still probably want white on this board, right? So, you know, killing corners isn't as big as you think it is if it means giving them all the other stuff. That's why just surrounding is better. So anyway, so stop focusing on killing, and then when we get our Tanukis, you know, if you wanna think about the this bisecting line stuff, right? If you wanna look at the board in quadrants and go, where are our big moves? You can just look at which quadrants have the open room. But I know, that's a little below you. I know you know how to figure out big moves, but that's another way to look at it. So that's where I will leave this one. Definitely a cool game. There were lots of neat little tesujis that you found, obviously, especially at the end. It was cool that you didn't even need the tesuji at the end, but obviously still fun to find those. So anyway, enjoy the rest of your week.